She's cute, I'll give you that. Sherry took a sip of cold milk. But she's so quiet, Nate, and... She paused, searching for the right word. Reserved. Not the type of woman you usually date. She is different from anyone I've dated in the past. That's part of what attracted me to her. How did you guys meet? I told you, remember? At the sports bar in Buckhead where I like to hang out. Was she a friend of a friend, someone's sister? No. She was at the bar, alone. We'd noticed each other throughout the evening, and at one particular point, when my friends and I were in a heated debate, she walked up and said, "I don't know what you guys are arguing about, but you win," looking at me. Sherry gave her brother the side eye. Really? You win? That was the line that did it? It wasn't so much what she said as the way she said it, sincere and straightforward, with the merest twinkle in her eye. Sherry finished her pie, pushed back the plate, and then she whipped out the card containing her phone number. Nathan shook his head, and then she walked back to her bar stool and pulled out her phone. And waited for the bait to take hold. Not at all. In fact, if one of the guys hadn't observed her leaving, I would have missed my chance. She was almost out the door when I caught up to her. I liked her style. Considering the types of bold and aggressive women out there, and the lame, tired, and insulting ways I've been approached, her compliment delivered with no ulterior motive was refreshing. Nathan finished his pie as well. See, you've been out of the game too long to know what it's like out here right now. Married for 15 years and with Randall for what, 3 or 4 years before that? Hell, I think the Cabbage Patch doll was all the rage the last time you had to flirt with someone not your husband. That or the Model T. He dodged Sherry's punch. I'll admit that men in Atlanta have women coming at us every way and every day. Beautiful, successful, educated. It's easy to get jaded, to tell you the truth, which is probably why I find Jessica so intriguing. She's never tried to impress me by being anything other than herself. Where'd she go to school? She didn't. No degree? Nathan shook his head. Wow, that's different too. If you'll remember, your dual-degreed brother was temporarily unemployed not so long ago. Only because your company downsized and could no longer afford you, and only because you could afford to be selective in choosing your next job, which, if I remember correctly, is netting you a cool 6 figures. She looked around, lowered her voice. Does she know this? That you own your own home and how much you're making? Sherry, I know your nose is wide open and all, but you haven't known her long. I'm just throwing up the caution sign. That's what big sisters do. I know a gold digger when I see one, and trust me, I've seen plenty. You're a good judge of character, baby bro, and normally I wouldn't be concerned. But given what happened to me and Randall last year, you have every right to be skeptical, and I have every intention of listening to your advice. I'll be careful. But it's been a long time since I felt about someone the way I feel about Jessica. That's why I wanted her to meet the people most important to me. Sherry stood and hugged her brother. I want nothing more than to see you happy, Nathan. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed that this one works out and that Jessica will be everything you desire and more. On the other side of the tastefully appointed home and one level up, a conversation similar to what Nathan and Sherry were having was happening with Jessica and Sherry's best friend. Nathan is like a brother to me, Renee said as the two ladies watched the dancing flames in the sitting room's fireplace. He's one of the good ones, so if you mess with him, then you're going to have to deal with more than his family. Her tone was light. She chuckled even, but there was something in her eyes that suggested she was as serious as a brain tumor. Jessica's response was guarded.